Hare Krishna, welcome to Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. Today's speaker is Her Grace Kirtida Sundari Mataji. Mataji will speak on the topic of Sri Caitanya Charitamrta, Madhya Lila, chapter 24, summary, part 1. Hare Krishna Mataji, are you present? Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji, done with Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji, for giving your valuable time and association to us this morning and enlightening us on this topic. I now hand over the call to you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much. And thank you all the assembled devotees for all your wonderful association. So, today I have been given this service.
Please, sorry to
chapter.
Sorry to interrupt. Can you be a little louder? It's very low, the voice.
Yeah. Now you can hear me?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay, perfect. So, today we'll start with this chapter 24. We are already halfway, not halfway, little less than that, on through this chapter, through the wonderful speakers every day. But we'll summarize this whole chapter in parts. So today we'll do it till 1 to 70, and then we'll move on further in the next class. So the main entitled of this chapter entitled is Explanation of the Atmarama verse. Right? And this Atmarama verse is, the actual verse is given in text 5 of this chapter. So before that, I just want to say that I'll be scrolling through different verses in this chapter just to give the main explanations and the main hints as to what is being discussed up till now, till actually the verse number 70. So just bear with me. Those who are possible can please open up Caitanya Charitamrta, and those who are still working on hearing, so they can just concentrate on hearing, and they can later on refer to the various verses. So I'll read out the verse and then we can do the Mangalacharan and then we'll start. Jaya Jaya Shri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. The reading from text 5, chapter 24, Madhya Lila, entitled Explanations of the Atmarama verse. Atmaramascha munyo nirgrantha api urukrame kurvanti aitukim bhaktim itham bhuta guno hari. Translation says, those who are self-satisfied and unattracted by external material desires are also attracted to the loving service of Sri Krishna, whose qualities are transcendental and whose activities are wonderful. Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is called Krishna because he has such transcendently attractive features. So this is the famous Atmarama verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 7, text number 10. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalaka Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Shri Caitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantitam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Tavadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakham Vitamscha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Charu Swami Niti Namine नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवाद आदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So thank you all so much, devotees. Again, my humble obeisances to all of you. Please bless me so that I may speak something relevant in explanation of this wonderful Atmaram words. Of course, following in the footsteps of our present Guru Vargas and following the purports and beautiful translations by our dear Srila Prabhupada. So I'll be referring to all this, and of course, few verses from Srimad Bhagavatam here and there. So please bless me so that I may speak something on this, and just in the glorification of Sri Chaitanya Caritamrta, and of course, in purification of my own self. So we'll begin. So, as per Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita is concerned, so we know, we'll just see the context. So this Sanatan Shiksha is going on, where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving instructions to Srila Sanatan Goswami, and he ended up with giving the life's ultimate goal, that is Prema Bhakti, right? And then in this chapter 24, now Srila Sanatan Goswami is requesting Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This shows how lolium, how greed is there in a devotee, that he wants to extract everything, want to hear and go on hearing on and on and on about Krishna Katha. So he just, claps the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and requested him that I have heard that you have given to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya the various meanings of this Atmarama words. So I request you to please recite once more, for me. And then to this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied that actually I am just like a madman. And there was another madman, that is Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and therefore we took, advantage of both our madness, and we just discussed this Atmarama verse. But now again you want me to just explain, so it will be hard, but since you requested and since I got your association, so in the presence of your association, I may get some strength so that I may explain some meanings of this Atmarama verse. So this is the humility shown by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He himself is Lord Sri Krishna, but he is just glorifying Sri Sanatan Goswami that yes, in your presence, by the strength of your association, I may be able to speak something on this beautiful verse. And so then he started on explaining this beautiful verse. This is the context of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. But actually, this verse appeared in Srimad Bhagavatam in the first canto, the chapter 7, verse number 10. And there, the context is that the Shaunaka Rishi, that how Sukdev Goswami, he narrated this whole Srimad Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. And in that assembly, Suta Goswami was present. But then when Suta Goswami went to Naimisharanya, there were different sages. And all those sages, headed by Shaunaka Rishi, requested Suta Goswami that since you were present in that assembly and you heard Srimad Bhagavatam, so now you please narrate all the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam to us. And then Suta Goswami narrated the whole Srimad Bhagavatam to all the sages of Naimisharanya. So now why this verse came up was that Suta Goswami narrated the pastime that how Narada Muni came to Vyasadeva, and since Vyasadeva was feeling very despondent, very depressed, though he has, he compiled all the Puranas, all the Itihasas, all the Upanishads, but still he was feeling very despondent. And then Narada Muni instructed him that why don't all this happen, because you have not glorified the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So you should write about him, about his devotees, and that's what comes up with Srimad Bhagavatam. Right? And then, so he was telling, Suta Goswami was telling to all the sages that this is what happened. And finally, Vyasadeva, Srila Vyasadeva, he compiled Srimad Bhagavatam, and then he taught this whole Srimad Bhagavatam to his son, Srila Sukadeva Goswami. So to this, hearing this, Suta Goswami, when he says that to this Shaunaka Rishi, he asked Suta Goswami one question, that Srila Sukadeva Goswami was already on the path of self-realization. So why, he has to undergo all those trouble of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam and to study this whole vast literature under the instructions and directions of his father, Srila Vyasadeva? Because he was already, on the path of self-realization. So why does he have to undergo all this? And to answer this question, Suta Goswami replied this verse, Atma Ramas Chamanyo Nirgrantha Api Urukrame Kuruvanti Ahitukim Bhaktim Itham Bhuta Guno Hari. So this is the context of Srimad Bhagavatam, why this verse appeared. And we heard about the context in Sri Caitanya Caritamrta, that why this verse came up. Right. So to this, coming back on to Sri Caitanya Caritamrta, now when Mahaprabhu finally agreed to explain this whole verse, so then he says that right now I'll give you the individual meaning of the different words in this verse. Right? I'll give you the individual meaning, and later on I'll combine all those meanings all together, and then I'll tell you the different explanations that comes out from this verse. See, Sanskrit is such a language that one word in Sanskrit can mean various terms, various meanings can come out from just one word, from one word of Sanskrit. That's how glorious the Sanskrit language is. Right? So, he said that first I'll give you the different meanings, so try to understand the different meaning, and then I'll relate all those different meanings and give you the exact explanation of this Atma Rama verse. And it's explained that he gives 61 different explanations of this verse to Srila Sanatana Goswami. Whereas to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he just explained 18 different meanings. In 18 different ways he explained this Atma Rama verse. But to Sukadeva Goswami, he'll be explaining 61 different ways in which this Atma Rama verse can be understood. So before we start, I know the time is less, but just want to give, a brief thing that how the Sanskrit language works, So there is a beautiful verse. Actually, it comes in Chanakya Pandit's literature, And there he says, a beautiful verse, it comes out to be, Keshavam Patitam Drishtva, Pandava Harsha Nirbhara, Rudanti Kaurava Sarve, Ha Keshava Keshava. So, you all know the basic understanding of who is Keshava, who are Kauravas, who are Pandavas. So the literal meaning, those who just know the personalities but doesn't know the history of Mahabharata, of the whole Mahabharata, those who don't know the history, they can understand Keshavam Patita Drishtva, means seeing Lord Keshava, seeing Lord Krishna falling down from the chariot. Pandava Harsha Nirbhara. All the Pandavas without any fear, Nirbhara, without any fear, Harsha, they became jubilant. Seeing Lord Krishna falling down from the chariot, all the Pandavas, they were very jubilant. They were feeling very happy. Rudanti Kauravas Sarve, and all the Kauravas started crying. And what they started crying? Ha ha Keshava, Keshava, oh Keshava, oh Keshava, you have fallen down from the chariot. Now this is the literal, meaning, one interpretation can be come out from this one. But, we are all fortunate. We know because of Srila Prabhupada's mercy, all this whole story of Mahabharata, we know that this incident never happened in the whole epic of Mahabharata. There was not a single time when Krishna fell from the chariot where Pandavas feel jubilant and Kauravas were crying for Krishna. Right? This thing never happened. Now comes the another meaning of this verse, where it says, Keshavam patitam drishtva. Drishtva means seeing. Patitam means lying down. And Keshava, K means in Sanskrit, K also means on the surface of water. And Shava means dead body. So seeing a dead body lying on the surface of the water. Next line says, Pandava harsha nirbhara. Pandava, who is Pandava? Pa means again water, but Andava means those who are born inside the water, under the water through eggs. And those are fishes, right? So Pandava, Harsha means they got happy. Nirbhara, without any fear, they were very happy. They felt very jubilant. Who? The fishes. Why? After seeing a dead body lying on the surface of the water. Now, why they were happy? Because now it's a feast time for them. They can feast on that dead body. That's why they were happy. Rudanti Kaurava Sarve. Rudanti, again crying. Sarve means all. Now, Kaurava, this is also the Ke and Rava. You can do the Sundari Vichhed. You can bifurcate the words in Sanskrit. So, Ke means a bad, a howling sound. Ke means bad and Rava means a howling sound. So who makes the howling sound, the bad sound? The wolves, the jackals, the crows, right? And they started all crying, all of them started crying. What? Ha ha Keshava, Keshava. Oh, that's dead body, that's dead body. Now why they were crying? Why? Because it was on the surface of the water. If the same dead body would have been on the surface of the land, then they would have feast on that dead body. But now since that dead body is on the surface of water, they cannot go, and the fishes, they can have feast. So they are simply enjoying, and they are very jubilant, they are very happy. So just want to give this meaning. So this is the actual meaning of this word. So this is how the Sanskrit language works. Even the one word can be bifurcated. You can do the Sandhi Vichhed of that verse, and you can interpret various meanings. Okay, now coming on to this verse of Sri Caitanya Caritamrta. So in text number 10, it starts where when Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu start explaining this different meaning of the different words in this verse. So he says there are 11. So first is Atma Rama. See, each and every word he'll take. Atma Rama, Cha, then Munya, then Nirgrantha, then Api, then Urukrame, then Kuruvanti, then Ahitukim, then Bhaktim, then Itam Bhuta Gunaha, and finally the word Hari. So each and every 11 separate words were taken by Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, and now he will go on explaining each and every word. So first he goes with the word Atma, not the full word Atma Rama, but he is going the word Atma. What is the meaning of Atma? And he says that there are 7 different meanings that the word Atma can be understood. The first is the absolute truth, which can also be called as Brahma. Then the body, which is Deha. Then the mind, that is Manas. Then the endeavor, which is Priyatna, when we do something, right? When we do some endeavor. Then there is a firmness, that is Driti. Then the intelligence, that is Buddhi. And finally, the natural characteristics, that is Sadbhava. The natural characteristics of a living entity, that is Sadbhava. So these are the 7 meanings, that is being explained by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu of the word Atma. And then he says Atma Rama. Rama means one who enjoys, right? We know in the Mahamantra always says that Krishna is all attractive, Rama is the reservoir of all pleasure, and Hare is the Hladini Shakti, energy of Lord, right? So Rama means one who enjoys. So one who enjoys all these pleasures is known as Atma Rama, right? Now the second word comes up is the Muni. This is explained in text number 15 of this chapter. Now he says the Muni Shabde also has different meanings. So first meaning that he tells to Sanatan Goswami is Muni means one who is thoughtful, Mananashila, one who is always thoughtful of his consciousness. That is what Muni is. Second is one who is grave, or one who is silent, mourn. So that is Muni. One who is ecstatic, that is Tapasvi, who does some austerity. Then one who keeps great vows, that is Vrati. And one who is in renounced order, that is Yati. And finally, a saint can also be referred to as Muni, that is Rishi. So again, there are 6 meanings that he gives to the word Muni. The third word, there is a word Cha and Api, so that we'll see later on. So right now we saw the word Atma Rama and we saw Munyo. Now the third comes is Nirgrantha. So Nirgrantha, that is explained in text number 16 of this chapter. And he explains, only the one meaning is explained in the verse number 16. And he says, one who is liberated from material knots of ignorance. Sorry, not one. Actually, three meanings are being explained in this verse number 16. So Nirgrantha, the first meaning is explained that one who is liberated from the material knots of ignorance, that is avidya grantihina, one who is devoid of all regulative principles, and the third is one who does not have any knowledge, jnanadi vihina, one who is devoid of any knowledge. That are the 3 meanings of Nirgrantha being explained. Then text 17 explains the rest of the meanings, that is one who is illiterate, one who is murkha, one who is low-born, that is neat, one who is misbehaved or unregulated, that is malecha, and one who is devoid of all respect for the Vedic literature. Then one who is a capitalist, dhanashayi, sanshayi, who just want to, accumulate different wealth. And one who has no riches is nirdhana. So these are the different meanings that has been explained of Nirgrantha. Also Mahaprabhu explains that the prefix nih, there is 2 words, right? Nih and grantha. So nih is used in the sense of, probability or ascertainment or some graduation. And grantha refers to some riches or thesis or composition, like we say Mahagranth, right? That is a thesis, that is a composition. And it also refers to riches. So Nirgrantha, one who is devoid of all riches. So these are the different, suffix and prefixes that he is explaining. Now the next word comes Urukrama. And this in verse number 19, he explains the meaning of the word krama, Urukrama. So krama, only in the 19th verse, he explains the meaning of krama, that is throwing the foot forward. Kram, step by step. Krame, kram se chalna, right? Step by step moving forward. That is stepping. That is the word means krama. And in the text number 20, he explains the rest 5 meanings. That it also means shakti, that is power. It also means trembling, that is kampa. It also means a systematic method, that is paripati. It also means argument, that is yukti. And it also means forcible attack by stepping forward, that is akraman. Right? So when there is akraman, that is when there is a forcible attack by stepping or moving forward. So these are the different meanings of the word krama. But then he says the word, the prefix uru, which has been added, that means great. So in nutshell, who is the personality who has a great step? We celebrated his appearance day yesterday. He is none other than our Srila Vamana Dev. So Vamana Dev is the one who has captured all the planets and caused all of them to tremble by the force of his 3 steps when he came to Bali Maharaj. So this is the meaning of the word Uru Krama that Mahaprabhu gave. Then Mahaprabhu goes on explaining that the Supreme Lord, by his all pervasive features, he expands in the entire creation. We know that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is present in every atom. Right? So how it is? Because, Krama, we read that it also means Shakti, also means power. Right? So through his all pervasive nature, he expands in this entire creation. Then through his extraordinary potency, what he does? He holds that entire creation and maintain it. And then through his conjugal potency, he maintains Golok Vrindavan. Then through his 6 opulences, what are those 6 opulences? Immense wealth, strength, fame, beauty, knowledge, and renunciation. So through his 6 opulences, he maintains Vaikuntha planet. And finally, through his external potency, Mahamaya, he creates the material universes. So this is how Mahaprabhu goes on explaining that this is how Lord potencies, through different potencies, how he works, how this work, all these things are being carried on. Now the next word comes Kuruvanti, right? Now Kuruvanti, Mahaprabhu explains its meaning in text number 25. So those words which I'm skipping, these are just, I'm already explaining, like all these verses, because till 20, he explains the meaning of the word Urukrama. But then from 21 to 24, he explains that how the Supreme Lord, through all his various energies, maintains and creates this universes, how he maintains the spiritual world and how he maintains this material world. So I'm not skipping each and every verse, I'm just taking into account, but I'm referring to these important verses only. Okay, so none of the verse is being skipped. So now there comes verse 25, where he explains the meaning of Kuruvanti. So Kuruvanti, Kuru, the word Kuru actually means doing something, right? So Mahaprabhu explains this whole word Kuruvanti means doing something for others, right? But in the connection of devotional service for the satisfaction of Krishna. That's what he means. Now, Krishna Sukha Nimitta means any job, any work that is done for Krishna Nimitta, to make him Sukhi, for his pleasure, means Krishna's pleasure, then that work is to be known as Kuruvanti in Sanskrit language. But Prabhupada, in his purport to this text 25, explains that the living entity has to do something. Right? We have consciousness. We are not inert. We just cannot sit idle. Right? That's what is explained by Krishna to Arjuna. When Arjuna says, "Oh Krishna, I cannot fight now. Just I have to leave everything, go to the forest." Then Krishna says, "You have to do something. You are not an inert soul. You have to do something or the other. If you will not fight as a Kshatriya, then you will go and beg in forest because you have to eat, you have to live. So to do all this, you have to do something, right? That karma is important. How do you do that karma, that work? That depends upon your consciousness. So Prabhupada explains that living entity has to do something. But when those things are done for one's own pleasure, for one's own satisfaction, then it is known as Atmanapade. Right? And then the Sanskrit verb that is used is kuruvate. Kuruvate means done for our own pleasure. Atmanepade. And when the things are done for others, it is known as parasmaipade. And then the Sanskrit verb that is used is do, which is kuruvanti. But Mahaprabhu in this verse specifically explains to Sanatana Goswami that this verb kuruvanti doesn't mean just doing some activity for others. No. This verb means doing the activity for Krishna Sukha Nimitta, for the pleasure of satisfying Krishna's senses. Just do something so that Krishna is satisfied. Then, it fits into this verb as kuruvanti. Right? Now, Mahaprabhu goes on explaining that yes, you have to do something. And then when you do something, that can be categorized whether you are doing it for your personal satisfaction or you want to do it for the satisfaction of Krishna. But why we have to do something? Then he explains the word hetu. Hetu doesn't come in this verse as such, but this is connected to Kuruvanti because a person will not do anything if there is no cause behind it. Right? So hetu means cause. So if there is any cause behind it, only then a person will do something. That makes sense, right? So this hetu, it doesn't come in this verse actually. But the living entity, since has to do something, so there has to be some cause behind it. Only then we perform something. Right? So even if we want to do something for Krishna, okay, we say that Kuruvanti means doing something for Krishna. Now there is nothing of personal satisfaction because Mahaprabhu specifically explained that this word Kuruvanti refers only to the work which is done for the satisfaction or for the pleasure of Lord Shri Krishna. Right? But even for doing something for Krishna, there can be levels through which there can be different causes because of which we do something to Krishna. Right? So for example, that's all been explained by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he's saying that there are a few people who approach Lord Shri Krishna just to enjoy the results personally. Oh Krishna, I want this. Krishna, I want, dhanam dehi, aishwaryam dehi, putram dehi. Give me all this. There's a long list that is presented to Krishna just for bhakti. That means to enjoy personally. We are approaching to Krishna, no doubt about it. Work is done for Krishna, but the hidden motive behind, the hetu behind that work is for my personal satisfaction, just so that I can enjoy from that action. That is what is bhakti. The another is to achieve some material perfection. Some yogis also approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They do kind of tapasya, some penance, but to attain some siddhi, right? So that they can earn some name and fame in the society. And then finally, there are few people who approach Krishna to get themselves liberated, for liberation, for mukti. They approach Krishna, right? So now bhakti, Mahaprabhu is explaining, that is the material enjoyment which can be of unlimited variety, right? There is no end to it. So no need to discuss about bhakti. It's just come in the terms of unlimited variety for the material enjoyment, right? Materially you want to enjoy something, so you can approach Krishna for unlimited things. Oh, now I don't need this, I need this, I need this. Desires goes on and on and on, never ending. Then comes the word siddhi. So siddhi, Mahaprabhu is explaining, it's of 18 varieties. But in Srila Prabhupada's purport, that is second canto, second chapter, verse number 22, the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains the 8 different kinds of siddhis. It's also been explained in Nectar of Devotion by Srila Rupa Goswami, but I got it from purport of 2:22 by Srila Prabhupada, where he describes the 8 different kinds of siddhis. One is anima siddhi, becoming a small like a particle. Lagima siddhi, becoming like a lighter than a feather. Feather is the lightest object. You're becoming a lighter and a softer than feather. Then prapti siddhi, they do not have to do anything. They can get anything from everything, just sitting at one place. Prapt, they get prapti siddhi. Then mahima siddhi, to become heavier than the heaviest. That's how, people get some perfection. Then ishitva siddhi, to create or annihilate anything. Then vasitva siddhi, to control all material elements. Then prakramya siddhi, to process such power so that one is never frustrated by any kind of desire. Then kama vasyata siddhi, that means to assume any shape or form one may whimsically desire. There is no proper agenda, but whimsically one may desire to attain any form or shape, and that is also kind of siddhi. These are the few siddhis that is being mentioned by Srila Prabhupada. There are only 8, but I really got some other siddhis which are not in ISKCON as such, but there are different siddhis that is being referred, that is entering this, one soul in the body of another, which is known as Prakya Pravesh. Then there is Hadi Vidya, means one who never feels hungry. One can starve for several days, on and on. Then there is Kadi Vidya Siddhi. That means one who doesn't affected by the change of seasons, no matter one is in the winters, one is sitting on an ice log, or in summers, one is sitting letting fire around, so one doesn't get affected because they get some kind of perfection. Then there is another kind of siddhi through which one can acquire immense and unlimited wealth. Then there is another siddhi, through which they can force a soul to enter a body, a womb of a woman, especially to that woman who cannot bear a child. Then there is a Surya siddhi. You can just one substance can be transformed into another through the medium of rays. Then there is Mrit Sanjeevani Siddhi, through which a dead person can be brought to life. Then there is another Siddhi through which one is capable of increasing or decreasing the size of the body. And finally, there is the last one is that there is one kind of Siddhi through which one can lift up one's body from the ground and then still be in the position of meditation. So anyway, we don't have to go deep into it because this is quite irrelevant. But just to give a basic idea that all these kinds of things are possible. So that if we see somebody, bringing apple from nowhere, so we should not be attracted, oh, he's God. No, this is just a kind of a perfection, a siddhi. It is said that yes, through the nature, especially through the sound, through the ether, all these things can be done. One can, if you see someone walking on water, we are not supposed to be, thinking, oh, wow, he's such a great personality. He must be some, parshad of some god, No, it's just a kind of a siddhi, because the question comes after this is, after what? Means, okay, fine, you can walk on water, but then what? Is that the ultimate goal of your life? Walking on the water? No, that's not the ultimate. So, all these things, the various siddhis I'm mentioning, just to bring up this point that we should not be attracted, because in this age of Kali Yuga, we'll definitely see all these different kinds of things. But we should not be attracted to any of those because these are irrelevant. And finally, Mahaprabhu says that yes, there are different types of mukti because of some mukti also to acquire liberation, they achieve Krishna. And that we all know, it's bona fide, given in Srila Prabhupada's book, Salokya Mukti, Samipya Mukti, Sarupya Mukti, Sarishya Mukti, Satsashti Mukti and Sayujya Mukti. Salokya means one is promoted to the planet of God. Samipya means one who remains as an associate of Lord. Then Sarupya means attaining the form as that of Lord, means four-handed form. Then Sashti means attaining the opulences, the same like that of the Lord. And finally, Sayujya Mukti, which devotees are never interested in, is merging into the Brahman effulgence of the Lord. So these are the different hetu, the causes because of which one may do some kuruvanti, that is bhukti, siddhi and mukti. But then the next word comes ahitukam, right? After this kuruvanti, it says ahitukim. Now what is this ahitukim? The literal meaning of ahitukim means unmotivated, causeless. Right? So anything which is done without any hetu, without any cause, without any motive, which is unmotivated, either by bhakti, that is sense enjoyment, or bhukti, either by bhukti or by siddhi, that is perfection, or by mukti, liberation. Then one is freed from all these contaminations. He can really practice ahituki, unmotivated devotional service towards Lord Shri Krishna, and because of it, he can bring Lord Krishna under his control. Means that Krishna becomes the sold out servant to that person. That is the meaning of ahituki. Something which is causeless, without any hetu, without any motive, without any cause. And then the next word comes bhaktim, that is devotion. So Srila Prabhupada always translated as devotional service. That without service, there is no devotion. It's just, speculation. So you have to do something, that is service. And when you do something for the pleasure of Lord, that is what is bhakti is. So ahitukim bhakti, that bhakti, that service which is unmotivated. Now the word bhakti, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives 10 meanings. The first he gives is the sadhana bhakti. We all know that is bhakti doing by following the regulative principles. And then he gives the prema bhakti. And in prema bhakti he gives 9 kinds, which are rati, prema, sneha, mana, pranaya, raga, anuraga, bhava and mahabhava. We have discussed all this in detail in the previous chapter. Right? So these are the 10 different meanings that is given by Mahaprabhu to this word bhakti. But we also know that there are different rasas through which all these bhakti can be performed, right? So it's just a combination we can make. So there are innumerable combinations because see, all these rati, prema, sneha, mana, pranaya, raga, anuraga, bhava and mahabhava, the English word meaning is being given by Mahaprabhu, by Srila Prabhupada in the purport of text number 30, that what does it mean? Attraction, love, affection, averse feeling, intimacy, attachment, sub-attachment, ecstatic love, and finally the sublime ecstatic love. These are the 9 different meanings he's been given. But actually, if we see, it doesn't do the justice to all this. Though Prabhupada has given, that's just for those who don't know anything about the Hindi or Sanskrit. Yes, for them he translated. But actually these words have their own different, what should I say, the way of saying. It's very hard to translate, differentiate between rati, prema, sneha, mana. So actually these words itself, it's good to use these words as it is. Rati, prema, sneha, mana, pranaya, raga, anuraga, bhava and mahabhava. So now we see that we have different rasas to it, like Sakhya rasa, Shanta rasa, Dasya rasa, Vatsalya rasa and Madhurya rasa. Now each of these rasas can have their own rati, their own prema, their own sneha, their own mana, pranaya, and it goes. And Mahaprabhu himself explains in the future verses that how the Dasya Bhaktas, their attraction can increase only up to the level of raga, right? Sakya bhaktas and Vatsalya bhaktas, their attraction towards Krishna can increase up to the level of anuraga. And finally, the Madhurya bhaktas, that is the gopis, their level can increase up to the level of Mahabhava. So actually, at this, these points were explained by Haripashit Prabhu when his turn came up to explain these verses, and he explained in detail. And otherwise, also in the previous chapter, we have discussed in detail about all these 9 different stages of Prema Bhakti. And then we know that how even this Mahabhava can be categorized into Ruda Mahabhava, Adi Ruda Mahabhava, and then Modanakhya Mahabhava, Adi Ruda Mahabhava, and Madanakhya. And all these is being expressed only and only in Mahabhava Swarupini Srimati Radha Thakurani. So this is what the word bhakti. Okay, we have 2-3 more words more, I think so. I'll try to finish it up. So the next is Itham Bhuta Gunoho. So Itham Bhuta, right? Now this is in text number 36 that he is explaining. What is the meaning of the word Idam Bhuta? Idam Bhuta means full of transcendental bliss. That is Parama Anandamaya, before which the bliss of merging into the Supreme Lord or in Brahman effulgence is just like a straw in comparison. So that is the meaning of Idam Bhuta, means full of transcendental bliss. The bliss of seeing the Lord, text 37 says, the bliss of seeing the Lord is like an ocean in front of which the so other called of happiness is just like a water which is contained in a calf hoof print. That becomes just all other happiness is just negligible in front of seeing the Lord or doing some service to the Lord. And Lord Krishna is all attractive. He is more pleasing than anything else. And by his own strength, he causes one to forget all other ecstasies. Now, in text number 39 to 40, he explains that bhakti is so sublime that one can easily forget the happiness of bhukti, mukti and siddhi. Thus, the devotee is bound by Krishna's mercy and his power and qualities. And then there is no longer any scriptural argument or any conclusion of any siddhanta, because this is his transcendental quality, which is the essence of all sweetness. Krishna is sweet. You know the Madhurashtakam, right? Everything about Krishna is so sweet. Now, this also explains that why Suta Goswami is referring this word for Sukadev Goswami. Because they asked this question, remember, that he is already a self-realized person. Then why he need to go through all these scriptural injunctions to read about taking the labor of reading the whole Srimad Bhagavatam? And then he says that Ahitukim Bhakti Itham Bhuta Guno Hari. That the attraction or hearing about Krishna is so attractive that it can attract anybody. Even the bliss, the transcendental bliss that one can enjoy is nothing in front of hearing or seeing or hearing the pastimes of Krishna. For that, it's being mentioned here. That is what is Itham Bhuta. And Guno means quality. Krishna's quality. Quality. Guna means quality. He is all attractive, he is transcendental, he is full of bliss, his opulence, his sweetness, they are full. He is so magnanimous that he finally gives himself. He becomes subservient to his devotees. And then in further verses, Mahaprabhu goes on explaining that how Krishna's qualities attract devotees' minds. So first he goes on explaining about the 4 Kumaras, that how 4 Kumaras were attracted to the Krishna's lotus feet, Sanak, Sanatan, Sanandan, Sanat Kumara, right? They were attracted to Krishna's lotus feet by the aroma of the tulsi leaves that was offered to him. So just through sense of smell, they got attracted to Krishna. And secondly, Sukadev Goswami, his mind was carried away by hearing Krishna's pastimes. We know that how when Sukadev Goswami came out from the womb of his mother, he just started walking away. Srila Vyasadeva tried to stop him, but he is a self-realized soul, so he just walks away. And finally, Srila Vyasadeva sent 2 of his disciples to go and recite Srimad Bhagavatam, the verses from Srimad Bhagavatam to Srila Sukadeva Goswami. And one disciple recited the verse from the 10th canto where he describes the beauty of Lord Krishna, that how he wears a beautiful peacock feather on his head and he is decorated with karnikara flowers, and on his ears he wears a yellow garment and he has a Vajanti garland. Then, he exhibits the transcendental form as the greatest dancer, and then he holds his flute, and through his nectar of his lips, he makes such a beautiful sound that attracts all the cowherd boys and the cowherd girls. So, he tried to explain the beauty of Lord Sri Krishna. But Sukadeva Goswami was not 100% convinced, and he said, okay, maybe. Then, still he was not ready to come back. And then next disciple finally recited the beautiful verse from the 3rd canto, 2nd chapter, 23rd verse, in which he describes that how Lord Sri Krishna gave the position of a nurse to Demonis Putana. Aho baki yamastana kalakutam. He explains that how she came by smearing the poison on her breast and wants to feed Lord Sri Krishna, and still Lord Krishna, not seeing the hidden motive, just seeing the external, that yes, she is offering her breast to me, so gave him the uchitam, the right destination of being a nurse in the spiritual world. After hearing this pastime of Lord Sri Krishna and seeing the magnanimous nature of Lord Sri Krishna, Sukadeva Goswami's heart melted, and finally he returned and heard the whole Srimad Bhagavatam by his father, Srila Vyasadeva. So this is how Krishna's qualities attracts the mind of his devotees. And then he explained how the gopis' minds were attracted. In text number 50, he explains that even the gopis' minds were attracted. I'll just read the translation. Gopi says, "Dear Krishna, we have simply surrendered ourselves as your maid servants, for we have seen your beautiful face decorated with tresses of hair, your earrings falling upon your cheeks, the nectar of your lips, and the beauty of your smile. Indeed, because we have been embraced by your arms, which give us courage, and seen your chest, which is beautiful and broad, we have surrendered ourselves." So just seeing the beauty of Krishna, the gopis' minds were attracted. Then he explains, Mahaprabhu explains that how the queens in Dwarka, we know how Rukmini Devi was attracted to Krishna. Simply, she has never seen Krishna. She has just heard about Lord Sri Krishna. So just by hearing about his transcendental beauty and qualities, she wrote this famous verse in a letter to Krishna. Shrutva gunan bhuvana sundara shravantanme. Means after hearing all those your beautiful transcendental qualities, I have fallen in love with you. And so she wrote a letter to Krishna requesting him to kidnap her. This pastime. So how even the minds of queens of Dwarka were attracted by hearing the Krishna's qualities. Then finally, the goddess of fortune, she is also attracted to Krishna simply by the vibration of his transcendental flute. Now, to be touched by the dust of the lotus feet of Krishna, the goddess of fortune has performed austerities, for centuries, giving up all others' desires. This is actually the word spoken by Nagapatni in the Kaliya Lila. The wives of Kaliya, they are saying this verse to Lord Krishna, that how the goddess of fortune, doing so much austerities, is still not able to get the dust of your lotus feet, and how fortunate is our husband Kaliya that he got your dust of lotus feet on every hood. He got such an opportunity. And finally, Mahaprabhu explains the young girls in the 3 worlds, they are also captivated by Krishna. To this, Hari Parshad Prabhu, when he was here, he was given the example that Krishna's pastime is such that Even the devotees, which are very obvious, are attracted to it. But what to talk about the devotees, even the lusty people in this material world, they are also attracted to hear the, this loving affair pastimes of Lord Sri Krishna. That's how it is. They are not interested in about any Siddhanta or any Tattvas, but when it comes to the Rasa Lila, they also take all interest. So Krishna Lila is as such that it can attract the mind of all the lusty people also, the young girls in the three worlds. And then he explains about the Vatsalya gopis, means the gopis, the elder gopis who are attracted to Krishna through motherly affection. We know about Mother Yashoda, Mother Kirtida, Mother Prabhavati, all these elderly gopis, they are also attracted to Krishna. Then what to talk about the gopis, even the men of Vrindavan, they were also attracted either of being a servant to Krishna or the friends of Krishna or having like a father-like figure to Lord Sri Krishna. And last but not the least, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains that Krishna's qualities captivate and attract everything which is living or non-living. Even the birds, animals, trees, they are also attracted to Krishna's qualities. Now comes the final word that in this verse is Hari. So text 59, there's a beautiful verse. It says, Hari Shabde Nana Arthe Dui Mukhyatam Sarva Amangala Hare Prema Diya Hariman. So Hari Shabda, the word Hari, have Nana Artha, very different meanings, multiple meanings, but only two are main. What is the two meanings, the principal meaning of the word Hari? One is one who takes your life, one who takes away all the inauspicious things, and second is to attract the mind by giving the ecstatic love of God. These are the two basic meanings. So Hari takes away the four tapas. That's explained in the purport of Srila Prabhupada in text number 60. He explains the four tapas, that is four miserable conditions of life, are being taken by Hari. From whom? For one who remembers him. How? Just as a full-fledged fire burns all fuel to ashes, similarly, this just reciting this word Hari takes away all our sins. And the four conditions of life, the miserable conditions of life, is explained by Srila Prabhupada in the purport, and he explains that there is a preliminary sin which is known as Pataka, then is Urupataka, which means great sin, then Mahapataka, which means greater sin, and then Atipataka, which means topmost sin. So Krishna causes his devotees, there's a beautiful verse, Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshishami mahashacha. Krishna takes Aham tvam sarva papebhyo, even the sin which is of the Atipataka, which is on the topmost sin, still I'll take over. Masacha, do not fear, O Arjuna. Just declaim to the whole world that I'll take care of everything, provided manmana mad bhakta, provided you just honor me, pay obeisances to me, pay homage to me, and do everything for me. Then I'll take up all your sinful reactions. Thus, all one's impediments which are there on the path of bhakti are vanquished. And then they are totally manifest his original form of love of Godhead. How? Through hearing and chanting. And then Krishna attracts his body, mind and senses. And then finally, the living entity gives up all the four purusharthas through which he works in this material world. And what are those? The four principles of material success, that is adharma, artha, kama and moksha. Religious performances, economic development, sense gratification and liberation. Everything is being given up when one's mind is focused on Hari. And then Hari takes care that he takes away all our sins. So there is a beautiful verse in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 2, text number 7, where Ajam is delivered by the Vishnu Dutas. In this, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes that Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur quotes this verse, Namno hi yavati shakti papa nirharane hari tavat kartum na saknoti patakam pataki naraha. That means that simply by chanting one name of Hari, a sinful man can counteract the reactions to more sins than he is able to commit. See the magnanimity of Krishna. You are not able to commit that much amount of sin whose reactions cannot be counteracted by just reciting once the name Hari. That's what the beauty of Hari, the word Hari is. So, I'll just request few devotees, they can unmute if they can tell if they know any other meaning of Hari.
Lion?
Anyone knows? Yes, very good. So, Hari word also means lion. We always say, right? Nara Hari. Nara Hari. Who is Nara Hari? Lord Nrsimhadev. Lord Nrsimhadev came as half man, half lion. So Hari also means lion. But in this context, he gave the meaning, only the two meanings. That's why he says, Hari Shabde Nana Arthe. There are different meanings, but only the two main basic, Mukhyatam, the two basic meanings are being given. That one who takes away, the Lord, one who takes away all the inauspicious things from the devotee and gives prema diye harimam. And he attracts the mind by giving ecstatic love of himself. And he takes away all the inauspicious things and gives love of God. So these are the two basic, the mukhyatam meaning of the word Hari. So now the two important words which were left in the words were cha and api. So these are considered as the conjunctions. Cha means and api means although. So when these two words are added to the words can assume different meaning, whatever one wants. And to this Mahaprabhu explains the 7 meanings of cha and the 7 meanings of api. So in text number 67, he says the 7 meanings of cha. That is, it is used to connect a word or a sentence, that is anavachya. It gives the sense of aggregation, that is samahare. It assists the meaning, that is anyona arthe. Then it gives a collective understanding. It suggests another effort or exertion. It fulfills the meter of a word and in the sense of certainty. These are the 7 meanings. He gives the meaning of cha. And then for api, he again gives 7 meanings, and this is mentioned in verse number 69. He says api also means possibility, that is sambhavana, question, that is prashna, then doubt, that is shanka, then censure, that is garha. Censure means to criticize or to express some severe discomfort. Then aggregation means samuchya, and then appropriate application of things, that is yukta padartheshu, and then finally extravagance, that is used as kamachara kriyeshu. So these are the 7 different meanings, and all these different meanings that is being given by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are quotations from Vishwa Prakasha book. Right? And then in the last verse, in the 70th verse, Mahaprabhu says that I have now described the different meanings of the 11 separate words in this verse. Now let me give the complete meaning of the shloka as it is applied in different places. So from 71 onwards, he will give the different meaning that the shloka comes out to be. Since we know the different meanings of the individual words, now he'll combine all those and he'll give the different meaning of the shloka altogether. Okay. So thank you all so much. Sorry I took few minutes over time, but it was too much to summarize 70 verses in just 1 hour. So by the blessings of all of you, we were able to do it. So thank you all so much. Let's see if we have any questions or comments. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
I was so much waiting for this. And thank you so much, as usual. Brilliant, very, very nice summary. I like the first and foremost thing when you started, you clarified one important question that I had 18 or 71, and then you said, okay, it was 18 to when he spoke to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and 71 as he elaborates it to Sanatana.
61.
61.
61.
61, okay. So 61 also. Sorry. So 61. And then the Haha Keshava verse at the beginning, that was kind of like, setting the stone, a stepping stone to understanding this entire subject matter. Thank you very much for that. And of course, the entire meanings and their explanation with relevant examples and verses was simply super. Thank you very much. And yes, I was also following along with the verses as you were speaking. And now there is some little bit clarity on this. But I'm so looking forward to the second part where the words are going to join together, form the sentence, and then we are going to derive different meanings. So I'm so looking forward to that in the next session. I hope it's as early as possible. But thank you so much, Madhya. It's a lot of effort. And thank you for, putting your heart into it. Hare Krishna. Very, very grateful.
Thank you so much, dear Preeti Vilasani Mataji. Now, I should say that since this chapter started, I never even thought of giving a class because this verse has never, even I haven't got any clarification on this verse till now. But still, when you requested me, I just went back and forth reading this verse. And of course, I would like to say that Preeti Vilasani has sent me, few verses, few pages from Caitanya Shubodhini. That really helped me a lot in preparing the class. That really helped because there the keynotes, the key points are being given which make my work half. So thank you so much for sharing those details with me. And yes, you were able to understand, including me. Yeah, thank you so much.
Hari Hari Bol, Koti Koti Dandavat Pranam, H.G. Kirtida Sundari Mataji, Srila Prabhupada Srila Gurudev Ki Jai. Front of all of you, me very small Vaishnavi, the ant legs of the ant. I have to hear again and again, 1 or 2 times, then I will understand more easily. But please give your association regularly. Mataji, after a long time we hear your voice. Srila Prabhupada Srila Gurudev Ki Jai. Again, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, Vrinda Gopika Mataji. We all are sailing in the same boat. We all have to refer, so many times to understand one concept of Srila Prabhupada's purpose. So, but thank you so much for your encouraging words. I know Preeti Vilasani Mataji is always telling me to summarize this or summarize this chapter. So always my class has been so technical. So, but it's just a service, that is being assigned.
So when there is a technical issue, we contact the experts, and only the experts.
Yes.
So I've been categorized as she gives only technical classes, but that's the service that has been given to me. But I really myself doesn't know any ABC of it. It's just going through Srila Prabhupada's purpose, which has everything in it.
Thank you, Kirtida Sundari Mataji. Very nice. I cannot comprehend everything, but still, I like to hear. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Kamodaki Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam. Very, very beautiful Mataji. Thank you so much for such a beautiful class. Thank you, Mataji. Hari Bol.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you. Anyone has any questions?
Hare Krishna, Kirtida Mataji. Thank you very much for such beautiful class in detail, and also so many different details and the explanation of the Sanskrit words in the beginning. Everything was so nice, so clear, and thank you for such a wonderful class. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you for your encouraging words.
Hare Krishna, Kirtida
Mataji. Please explain humble appreciate. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Guru Maharaj. It's very, very power-packed class, Mataji. It's very, very from the starting. You have explained everything detailedly, Mataji. It's so nice. By listening here to class, Mataji, I got to remember the Siddhis, whatever you are mentioning. In the Devi Kadgamala Stotra, there are like 108 Siddhis, Mataji. They are going to explain all these Siddhis: Anima Siddhi, Lagima Siddhi, Garima Siddhi, Mahima Siddhi. Like these are 108, it was explained in the book. So I was remembering those Siddhis, Mataji. And I have a question, Mataji. Can I ask you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Mataji, you're telling that the Siddhi, the person who attains this kind of Siddhis, is not God, and we should not be falsely, or we should not be overtaken by the activities they are doing. So then at this point, how can we differentiate between God and he is not God, or he is a kind of Siddhi? How can we differentiate the God qualities and the Siddhi qualities?
Okay, the only difference that I could see is, and also Srila Prabhupada has pointed out into so many times, that the only difference is that anyone who has got the Siddhi will not show it in the public. Right? The first thing is. And the second thing is, will not ever claim himself to be the God. If that person is claiming himself to be God, then, definitely we should understand that he is not God. So to this, Srila Prabhupada, there is an incident when there was one devotee who used to come to Srila Prabhupada and, says that, oh, my Guru, he does so many things and he is God, he claims himself to be God. And Srila Prabhupada said, oh really, he's God? And he said, yes. He said, then go and I challenge your God, go and tell your God to lift up just a table for 7 days and 7 nights. Then he goes back to his Guru, and Guru says, what nonsense is this? Why should I do, just lifting up a table for 7 days and 7 nights? And he comes back to Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada told about this whole Govardhan pastime, that our God did it, and not just a table, but a whole mountain, and not on just hand, but just on a little pinky. So he explains him that those who just make a show of what they have, what they possess, then we should stay away from them. And we know that in India, especially in this Kali Yuga, there are so many, gods coming up. They can bring apple from nowhere, and they can bring ashes from nowhere, and they can do all kind of things, just to attract the mass of people. But you have to understand that they are not God. It's just the siddhi that they might have got because of some, either austerity or some past karma that they attained it. But that is not the summum. That's not the life's ultimate goal. Life's ultimate goal is to understand who Krishna is and what is our position. Jiva Swarupa Hoy, Mr. Krishna Das, that our position is only to be subservient to Lord Shri Krishna. And he is the only God. So, definitely just by seeing a person, by interacting a person, you'll get to know if that person is just bragging about himself, then definitely he is not God. Right?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Got it, Mataji. Yeah. It is valid point. Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much.
And that's what the pastime of Putana, The Putana, when she came in front of Lord Shri Krishna, she dressed herself as a beautiful woman. That all the cowherd women, the simple-hearted cowherd women, Madhya, Yashoda, Rohini Devi, all the other thought, oh, she must be some goddess who wants to breastfeed Krishna, wants to give the nectar of her breast to Krishna. And that's why they allowed this Putana to take over, to go into the chamber, the cabin of Lord Shri Krishna, and just to hold and breastfeed him. They allowed. Why they simple-hearted, cowherd girls? They allowed Putana. And to that, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he says that that's what the false guru is. So the pastime of Putana represents the false guru. Even in this yuga, all these false gurus are coming up and they'll make a show that I can give you anything you want and, I am this, I am that. But we have to refrain themselves from that. They may be disguised just like a putana. Their mind can be wicked from inside, but they may disguise themselves and they may seem to be very humble in front of you. But we have to restrain ourselves from all those false gurus. That's what Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains.
Yeah, yes, Mataji. Makes sense. Lot of difference. Yeah, thank you so much, Mataji.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Satya Mataji. And then to that, it reminds me that today is also the appearance day of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. I'm glad, that some topic came up
Yes,
in his glorification.
Yes. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you for this very nice class. I just have two quick things. Can you please give me the reference for that famous verse where it says, just by saying Krishna's name once, you more sins than you can commit or vanquish?
Yes, Mataji, so it's in 6th canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, 2nd chapter, verse number 7. So
okay.
It's not the verse number 7 as such, but in the perfect to that verse, there is a verse that is being given by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur that Prabhupada quotes. Namno hi yavati shakti papa nirharane hari tavat kartum na saknoti patakam pataka naraha.
Thank you. And then also for this word or name, Hari, we said it means lion, but aside from that, it means to take away all inauspicious things from the heart, right, of the jiva. And the other thing it means, I think I need help with that, is to give attraction to his self.
Yes, to bestow the love of Godhead.
Bestow love of Godhead. Okay. Thank you so much.
Prema Diya. One is Sarva Amangala Hare, to take over all the inauspicious things, and Prema Diya, to give the prema, to love of Godhead to that jiva.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
Diya, you spelled how? D-I-A or D-I-Y-A or what?
D-I-Y-A. Diya.
Yeah. Okay.
Anything else? Okay. So thank you so much for patiently listening. I know I might have committed a lot of mistakes, but please forgive me. And whatever good you find is all because of our Guru Vargas. So to that note, we can end our class.
Thank you very much, Mataji. Thank you all so much for joining. We can now end the call. Thank you. Vancha kalpataru vaishya kripa sindhu bhevcha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti vaishnav vrinda ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Chaitanya Charitamrta ki jai, Atmaram verse ki jai, Her Grace Kirtida Sundari Mataji ki jai.
Ananta koti vaishnav vrinda ki jai.
So from 70th verse, we will continue in our next session summary. Thank you all so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Started.